Hello dudes and dudeens, Domination Tips back for you with another video. Let's talk today about the patch notes of the quite close released update version 4.6, I think. Yes, version 4.6. There are some quite huge changings in the game. Some of them I think make the game quite much more enjoyable and comfortable. Others are just leading towards some new bugs and new problems, but we will see. First, let's take a look at the World War. My last video was about the World War, and now we can see World War is pretty amazing. Enemies are not able to get ahead of us. 1 hour remaining, nearly 1.5 hours remaining, and the best attackers of the enemy did not manage to close down our top 10 players. So very great. My base layout changed again. I made a video and I asked you, hey guys, I have very many citizens again available after finishing my Brandenburg Gate, and so I asked you to tell me or to give me a recommendation which building I should next upgrade, and I got some nice recommendations for my air defense and for some other buildings, but I had to recognize that there were some really nice attacks I had in the multiplayer, and I gained ordinary. I'm not focusing on oil. I'm definitely not focusing on oil. I have told myself, hey, look it up and compare it. There are very many buildings you can just upgrade with gold and with food, and only a few buildings which are getting upgraded with oil. And oil is the most critical resource in the game. So my intention is, the airstrip is really important. That's one of my highest intentions or my highest aims to improve or to upgrade. But I have done it already. So I tell myself I will just play in the multiplayer, chasing for more gold because food is nearly every time maxed. Trying to upgrade my walls constantly and getting the buildings upgraded, which are very prioritized in my order. And when my capacity of oil or my amount of oil is reaching a critical amount, and critical I mean is above 60,000-70,000, I tell myself, okay, now we have only 40, 50, 60,000 to get a new upgrade. And like you can see over here, I had 50,000 oil more to gain, and I told myself, okay, let's change my base layout, and I changed to my oil base layout for I think 3 or 4 days to protect my oil, and just only started to farm oil in the multiplayer. I activated one training blessing 40 minutes ago, farmed some oil, and yes, well, I put some oil in the vault, generated some interest, and I was able to upgrade my my what's the name of it? Fabrik, I'm not quite sure. Factory, I think. The factory to get the heavy tanks. That's why I focus that much on oil, because you can see over here are some citizens, over here some citizens building a quite new oil tower. No, here's the new old oil well, and 2 oil wells getting upgraded. So I decided not to gain first into the air defense, but I will take the air defense as next prioritization, definitely, simultaneously to my cannon towers, which are just upgrading, and I'm going to get my 3rd cannon tower upgraded, then only the last one, and I think I'm pretty proper defended. I have a pretty proper defense against tanks. But enough of my base layout. My troops are trained. Let's do a little multiplayer fight for some entertainment of you. After this, I will directly talk about or show you the new patch notes, or the most important changings by the last update, in my opinion, because there are some minor and some major changings due to the update. And yes, let's search for an enemy which is worth to attack with a high amount of gold. This looks pretty decent. It's a good enemy, I think. Let's first don't go into a trap and see what's coming out of the town center. Looks like nothing spectacular. I have no tactics with me, I see. Okay. So we have to improvise a little bit, I think. Oh, very many traps over there. One plane. Oh, both planes are down. Not very nice. But I'm only interested in the enemy gold. 4,000 oil. 20 minutes ago, I would really feel awesome about this attack if I could get an enemy with that much oil. Oh, I lost 2 artillery, but now directly when I'm not focusing on oil anymore, when it was saturated and I was able to upgrade, then exactly when I don't need anymore any oil, then I found these kind of enemies with 4,000 oil restored. It's quite typically. Oh, another artillery gun. I hate you. But I have nearly all of the gold. My troops are going for the oil now. Yes, for the oil. What are you doing? Hey guys, come on. I hope this episode will not be too long for you. We are at 7 minutes quite now. I think it will be 2 generals. It will be 30 minutes, but I will go fast through the patch notes so that the video is not getting too long for you. I did this video already in German, so I noticed that there are some really important and some really unimportant patch notes, and I can skip some of them. So I got all of the gold. Let's go out. No matter for stars. Okay, something has changed. I have definitely to say to you. Over here, 2 or 3 hours ago, there was an info bar over here. I'm not quite sure why it disappeared now, but it is connected. This info bar was released with the last update, and I will now explain it to you. Wait. Okay, troops are retrained. And you see right over here the victory chest. That's one of the first things which got upgraded, which is really interesting in the new update. The victory chest means that depending on your league bonus or on the level of your league, quite like the shipments or the dock, or where the ship is getting every 24 hours to you, you can claim a reward over here if you have gained 15 stars. I'm not quite sure whether this amount is getting higher, but until now I only saw 15 stars, which are necessary. And if you have earned 15 stars only in multiplayer, I don't think in World War, you can claim these chests or these victory chests. And like in the docks or in the shipments, there are a little amount of gold. We talk about 15 up to 30,000 gold, food, or some trade goods in it. So this is definitely a system to get an advantage for active players. That's the first thing. What was really renewed or a new content in the last update 4.6. We see the next update content over here. A new kind of traps. You see the Flarak battery. That means it's an anti-aircraft battery. So something a kind of trap which is not defending you against infantry and cavalry, but it is a trap to defend you against aircrafts. really nice, but I have to see how it's working and how effective it is. Until now, I can't say anything about it. Also, a quite new fact and really nice, I really appreciate this, is the library got in every fucking research a 5th chapter. Some of my guys in my alliance also already told, oh wow, why so many? I don't want to research anymore, so much gold, so much time. But I for myself tell me and tell all others that I'm really enjoying this because I like to play the game and not getting finished. I'm not the guy who's aiming to get finished by everything, having maxed out every building, every research, and then to say, okay, I will never play this game. I love playing, so I love the progress and I love doing something, not being finished. But we can just have a nice, have a little overlook over here. Okay, something other changed. All the chapters are in German now. Quite after the release, there was some mashed up German and English in the description, but now it's completely done. Very nice. So they did some problem solving on the last update. Now everything is fine. You see pottery over here. You get two more trees to earn cider and food. Over here you see plus 10% road income, so your road network gets more effective and you gain more gold by it. 10% more attack for your defending troops, really nice. 10% more mercenary health. Plus one gold mine. I'm not quite understanding why you get 2 more trees and only 1 gold mine. So that means you have 3 gold mines and 9 trees. I think the in comparison these are way too much trees, but okay. 10% more tower attack, really nice. Catapults attack 10% more faster, really nice. Fusiliers attack against enemy infantry is getting increased by 20%, but not against any enemy cavalry, like it seems. Probably it's only a mistake by translating, but as it seems in the description, your Fusiliers, so your close combat fighters, get a really high, by 20%, increase in their attack against enemy infantry before your infantry is really weak against enemy infantry. Probably they want to match this and to get rid of this problem. You can get plus 5% income from your farms, plus 5% income from your caravans, plus 5 wall limit. That's really great. 5 more walls. Plus 10% healing card. Here in German, it's Gesundheit means health. So your healing cards would get 10% more health. But I also read the English description, and in the English description there is plus 10% more healing card healing. And that means that the healing card is healing 10% all of your troops more. That would be quite more nice, because the healing card don't need any more heal and don't any more health. So let's hope that the healing card is not getting more health, but more healing effect. Here you can unlock a blessing which re-armors all of your trigger traps. So when someone attacks you and your traps getting triggered and you have this blessing active 3 times, so for 3 attacks, 3 times when enemies are attacking you and triggering your traps, the traps get automatically and without any costs for you retrained or re-armored. That's really nice. Over here you can get minus 50% spawn time for the first wave of your garrisons. By the way, over here you can get minus 50% spawn time for your stables. So if you have researched both of this, your stables and even your garrisons will spawn much faster. Over here you can get plus 20% hit points for your decoy tactics. Quite nice, I'm not quite sure. We will read later in the patch notes when we are going online to the DomiNations Facebook site that also the range of the decoy tactic is got downsized. Before, the decoy tactic had a range of 20, now they have only a range of 7, but now you can place the decoy tactic right everywhere, so also in the enemy base and not just in the surrounding. Ballistic, your artillery, your bombards, and your every year of your ranged siege troops getting 10% more faster attack. Really nice. I will definitely prefer this. Increases the maximum capacity or the maximum amount of animals running around your base by 1. Nice. 1 more caltrops limit, or even yes, caltrops. Banners. This is really useful for players in the World War. Plus 15%, plus 15 seconds to earn quick victory. So you get additional 15 seconds to earn the quick victory. Therefore, you have 75 seconds. 75. Yes, 75 seconds to earn the quick victory. Really helpful. Over here you can get 2 more trade good capacity in your trade house. I don't know the name. Over here you can get plus 10% faster ballista tower attack. Also really nice. Additional 5 troop capacity. That's I really prefer this. Leadership plus 15% general attack against other generals. So it's a PvP or a player with player or a general with general ability to gain more damage against enemy generals. Here you can get plus 10% oil well production. Like over here, it's like capital 2 or chapter 2. Chapter 5 is also increasing your oil wells. In your vault, you can get plus 2,000 oil capacity. So I think you can store right around 8,000 oil in the vault. Not bad, but not a huge amount. Nationalism, you will get plus 10% bunker health. I'm not sure that this is quite useful anyway, but I'm not sure. Over here you can get plus 10% Gatling gunner health. I'm not playing the Gatling gunners, but I don't think that this 10% will make such a difference because the Gatling gunners are quite weak in comparison to cavalry. In which case 10% would be much nicer. Internationalism, you will get plus 10% food and gold league bonuses. So if you are in a higher league, you get an additional 10% more gold and food for every victory. Peace treaties, you will get plus 1 hour from plus 1 hour for every major peace treaty you are gaining when you get attacked. Air defense, plus 10% air defense attack, really nice against aircrafts. I'm not quite sure what the air defense is doing because they are just firing wild around but not damaging any airplanes in my opinion. But I'm not sure. It just looks like because they are so unprecise. And then next chapter, air. I'm not quite sure what the translation is, so I just read it out. Plus 10% aircraft durability, or you get 10% more health points on all of your aircraft. That's nice. Okay, now we can just look for the last chapters which get unlocked in the global age. Reduces the change costs of your wonders by 33%. So that means that the changing a wonder gets 33% cheaper. The mercenary camp produces a Flampanzer if it gets destroyed. So quite like all the other buildings in the global age, they are producing heavy defense if they get destroyed. Reduces the oil training costs for general by 10%. So if you are training a second or a third general, the oil costs for this are getting decreased. And over here plus 10% bazooka attack. Not bad, but I think there are some really helpful improvements and some of them which are quite useless. Let's go to the DomiNations internet page, Facebook, and read out the patch notes in detail. Okay, first get the victory chest, battle daily, earn stars, get a big huge chest of rewards. We already talked about 15 stars you need in the multiplayer to get this victory chest, and you can have it only 1 or 2 times a day, and then it has to cool down for 24 hours, I think. Retrain improvements. Retrain troops that you donated to your alliance. So if you are donating troops in your alliance chat, not in the World War, you can just instantly click on the retrain button. Before you had to do it all manually. That was quite a pain in the ass, but quite better now, I think. Retraining troops are better distributed among multiple barracks for faster training. That's really nice because if you had In former times, if you had to retrain some troops, there were some troops probably like the artillery, which last for 15 minutes to train, and you have some ranged troops. If you now click on retrain, you will get 3 ranged infantry on 1 barracks, 3 ranged infantry on 1 barracks, and on the last barrack you will get 1 artillery and also 3 ranged infantry. So the barracks are only splitting up about because of the amount of troops and not because of the amount of time of the troops. And now I already tested it out, and it's quite working. The barracks are quite better splitting up between the time which is needed to train your troops. So it's getting much more efficient, and you don't have to do it every time manually to get a better time to retrain your troops. So really helpful, this patch note over here. Now, library text, missile battery, and a new general. Yes, I already forgot to tell you this. Also, the new general over here. You will get a new general, Winston Churchill, I think. So also, like MacArthur, a tank general. But in the Global Age, if you're upgrading your castle in the Global Age, you get the next general. And okay, that was already research a 5th chapter of a library technology. We already looked it through and got in detail through every chapter. Last point, defend your base against enemy planes with the new trap, the missile battery. So we already saw this and recognized this, the missile battery, but we have to test it out. I'm not in the Global Age, so I have no access to this. Now, quite important, I think, balance changes. Decoy improvements. Decoys can now be deployed anywhere on the map. I already told this to you. Decoy radius reduced from 20 to 7. I also told this to you before. This is really important over here. You see, French and Greek unique tanks damage increased to match last updates increased to tank damage. So in the last update, the tanks got decreased, I think, a little bit, and now the French and the Greek unique tanks have increased a little bit to get their unique troops, the cavalry, strong enough in comparison to the other nations. Now, bug fixes and improvements. I don't think that there are so many important points. Fixed unique training blessing stats on barracks not resetting properly. There were some problems with the training blessing. If you wanted to train your troops, sometimes there was, instead of 40 seconds for ranged infantry troops, for marksmen, 1 hour and something like that. So these problems shall now appear nearly no time anymore, or not so often like before. I'm not quite sure, we will see. Fixed mercs not being properly retrained when battles end prematurely. So when an attack is ending and you use your mercenaries, they will definitely get lost, because you can only use them one time before you have to get new mercenaries. Updating map editor to have press down state for activate button. That means it seems like before there were some problems by using the activate button if you have configured or set a new map editor, a new map for you. Now this should be solved. I'm not quite sure whether they have done it or how it's working now. Over here there is a partial fix for food stolen and gold stolen quests not working. Fixed roundings error, but still not counting mysterious extra amounts as British with loot blessing. So if you are British and you get your 15% loot bonus in the multiplayer, and you have even activated the loot blessing, in further times there were some problems with calculating the amount of loot you get. Now it seems to be solved. Fix for university close button occasionally not appearing on main screen. So that means that in the university you just could not close it down sometimes. It seems like it is a minor problem and they have solved it. This is quite controversial. This is a quite controversial fact, because over here they are just claiming or saying command post warning appears every time a player's command post would overflow. Yes, this is quite a nice fact, but it is not working. I'm in the industrial age. My command post is maxed out in the industrial age, level 6, and I can store 2.1 million gold in food and 12,500 oil. My command post is completely empty, and in the actual World War I got 700,000 or 800,000 of gold. But if after every time when I'm attacking in the World War, the fucking old guy, the fucking grandpa at the right side is telling me, your command post is too full. There are only 800,000 in it. Nothing other. And I think there are some... By trying to solve the old problems, you made more problems now. And I'm quite not satisfied with the actual state, because this is not working. I think this patch note is not working in my case. Over here, fixed finals free expansions not providing correct refound. So if you have researched in the library that you get refounds by exploring the area around you and getting rid of some woods and the forests, the last 3 expansions did not refound correctly. Now they do. As said here, I'm not quite sure whether this is working. Add log sprite for requirements info bar. So any kind of info bar is now fixed. I'm not quite sure which info bar they are meaning. Added decoy soldier amounts and total hit points to info and upgrade wins. So if you are going in the info bar for the decoy tactic, you will definitely see how many soldiers there are and how many hit points they have. Quite nice when you upgrade it and want to see which increase it got. Full pockets and full stomachs quest should calculate lifetime stats correctly. Before there were some problems with some challenges like the full stomachs and full pockets time challenges. Now it should be calculated in the right. Fixed polymath not showing up correctly in the university UI. So the polymath technique in the university now should be shown in the right position. Fixed crash associated with decoy levels. So I'm not quite sure. I'm not playing the decoy, but it sounds like in former times there were some crash downs when you upgrade or use the decoy. I'm not quite sure, guys, but it seems like this crash should be away or solved now. Made MacArthur's gun American. Okay, I'm quite sure now MacArthur has some kind of caliber 50 machine gun or something like that. Any other sound effect or visual effect, but to make a gun American, in my opinion, is to make it bigger, louder, and faster. Fixed a bug causing debris to spawn where it shouldn't. So debris, I'm not quite sure what the translation is, but I think debris are some kind of things laying around, and yes, I'm quite sure. And it seems like there were some debris laying around where they shouldn't, and now it is fixed. Capitalization fixes, not quite sure what this means. I will skip it. Show library bonuses in the info win production with production rate. So it seems like there are some economic bonuses in the library, and when you have researched it, you can just look the gained increase up in some info bars. I'm not quite sure where, but somewhere right around the library. Fixed a crash associated with the War Academy having null values. So in the War Academy there were some problems that you could, for example, have 6 of 5 tactics or something like that, and I think these problems are resolved now. No longer allow 0 of 0 troop requests in chat. That's quite good, because sometimes when you requested some troops, there was just a request of yourself, and there was only a capacity of 0 of 0 troops instead of your real capacity. This should be fixed now, and after releasing this update, I have never seen this 0 of 0 troop capacity request, so it seems like it is working. Next patch, fix the single instance for university research where 3 under 5 was set to true. I'm definitely not sure what is meant over here. If you know any more than me, guys, put it down in the comment section. Sorry, guys, that I'm getting so fast through all these patch notes, but we have already 28 seconds behind us, and here are some more to go, and I don't want to stall any more time of you. And I think these patch notes are not quite that much important, so I will go through it really fast. Fix crash with the university involving research multiple skills at the time. There was a bug you could use to research in the university, and then before one research is ending, put all of your available citizens right in the university, and when this first research, which is nearly done, got ready and got finished, all of the citizens you put in it, even quite afterwards, are getting freed, and you can put them in some other researches. I for myself managed to get the work of 30 citizens done by my 16 citizens by this bug. Now this bug is not working anymore, and you can just you have to do everything in your university quite like it should be. Fix citizens not resuming research if the research was completed naturally. So I think there were some problems. I for myself have not recognized this, but it seems like there are some problems with researches, and if they have completed, the citizens did not resume in the correct way. Now it should be. Tower blessing no longer affects the town hall. So this can there are two meanings. It could be that this is only a patch note for Japanese players because the town hall is firing. Otherwise, the tower blessing in former times caused or affected all town halls, and now it is not doing anymore. Melee defenders no longer shoot over walls. That's quite great. After the last update, melee defenders also, like generals, could shoot over walls, and that was quite ridiculous. Now they cannot do anymore. Tutorial arrow no longer appears behind the single player text on campaign window. I think this is a fix for all players there were some players which were betraying, and they used some campaign levels, a specific campaign level, to get their device shown that they are never no time offline. So these players could stay online all the time, even in the night, and could getting attacked at no time, just staying online all the time with their device, and this is fixed now. So I think there can be no more players which are online all the time getting not attacked. The Finnish army pop-up now mentions tactics once a player has built a war academy. So when you can instantly finish, you can just click it right down if you retrain your troops. With finishing, you can just finish all of your troops and even all of your tactics. So it got summed up together. Like the last patch note, university should be in researching state if any skill is still being researched on wake up. I even don't know what this means. If you have any more opinions, guys, just put it down in the comment section. I hope this was some quite useful 30 seconds for you. Give me a thumb up, link me, share me, guys, like you did before. You are a great community. We'll see you soon. Bye bye, your domination tips.